Amen.
Boss, Lugalami Mugobi. Gulu yakedde kusiba tayiru ekawungezi ne ziyiika ne muleka. Leero akedde kuzisiba. Kati mbadde enzigala ekinabiro bwe ne zingoberera.
Akozesa biki?
Alina ekiveera kyo kiyawo tekitegeerekeka oba mulimu ki?
Abantu bakyabikozesa basibisa Arapex Style Adhesive tiles ne zinywera.
Arapex Style Adhesive takyaliko kubaganya birowoozo. Buli ayagala okunyweza tiles ku kisenge oba awantu wonna gwakozesa ne UNBS yakonamu dastamp ng'omutindo kyekyo akolebwa Zident Tile Center ku noti 753 noti 65 M28.
Abantu b'Ebungereza, United Kingdom mwe beŋŋamba mukuliko okufuna King Charles III kakati no Birmingham Investment Expo etuuse omwoleso ogugenda okukwata ku byobulamu health, okukwata ku real estate ebya amayumba n'amataka, ogugenda okukwata ku byobulimi gutuuse mu Birmingham era tubeesunze. Bw'obanga oli muntu ali mu UK oyingirira bwereere naye bw'oba oyagala okugenda ku ddina ojja kusasulayo pound 5 gokka olaba muyimbi oba abayimbi obeere ne mu mwoleso. Bwe naali e Uganda oba mu nsi endala etali United Kingdom nga wandyagadde okwetaba mu mwoleso, omuntu agenda okwolesa osasula pound 4 byokka. Omuntu ajja obuzza okulaba omwoleso osasula pound 2 byokka. Ate nange nzija okubaleetera omuzannyo gwange ensozi. Gutandika ennaku z'omwezi 23 August omwoleso lwe kutandika. Genda ku website yaffe ennamba ziizo ziraba wansi awo. Tulabagane mu Birmingham Investment Expo.
Sawe no nkuse anko naye to guma owulidde maama guma njagala oko obeere ng'oyagala maama owulidde nakugamba mama tebakola ki maama tebamukyawa owulidde guma njagala ogume njagala obeere mukumu owulidde njagala osome oyagala kubeera musawo njagala obeere omusawo njagala osome mwana.
Ate birungi asibye musiya musonyi n'agamba nti yagezaako nnyo okumuzaalira nebirema. Yakulira ekibiina ekiyamba abasajja abatulugunyizibwa abakazi ekya Men Protection Lauben House yayogera n'ekisatu n'amusaba okulirira musi essente zasanyiza ku mwana musi n'akigaana.
Katonda amusasule biri bitwindi tu batata babi tata yennyini ne tata badde alabirira.
Sirina kintu na kimu kibayinza kunsasula saagala kukaaba kibayinza kunsasula mwana oyo okuva ku myaka 2 ng'ali wano. Ambaleke kama ali basasula kama yakumpa kyenkoleredde
Kino kibeere kyakuyiga eri buli musajja kunganya akasente oleeta abaana babakebere.
Mwana kirungi nnyo n'omukebeza nga muto nga tannakula. Kati omwana omuwala oyo agenda kusigala ne peni tegenda muva ku mutima.
Agokebeza lwaki eggwanga lyonna lyafa dda
Abakyala mweddeko.
Mutebi Sulaiman yakusakidde Green ku Lwabukedde TV.
singa muwendo tewali muwendo gukusinga
Oya akasemba
tewali sente zikusinga.
Playing for you on 933 KFM, better information and the best music. 22 minutes to the top of the hour. You're listening to the Mighty Breakfast. Brad and Pfizer starting your day. 3rd of July 2022, well into a new month and also well into half of the year. Things hopefully are looking great your side. Cuckoo joins us this morning to give you an update in the world of celebrities and Celebville. Cuckoo, how are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. How are you, Pfizer?
I am great. We missed you, and
Yeah, you missed me. But I've been trying to juggle life. Ngabintwala naye I'm here.
You're here.
Yes. How are you doing, Pfizer?
I'm great.
You're looking good.
Thank you. I had a good weekend.
Did you go to Ginger?
Yeah, I was in Ginger.
How was it?
President of Federation put up such an amazing performance.
Shiba. I saw her.
She's such a good performer.
Naye akapale kano kayambalirako wabweru, that kaji string is for what? It's a new fashion. It's a new what?
I think she was trying to be edgy with her fashion. I also didn't like it, but I think she was just trying to be edgy with her fashion. It just seemed so misplaced over. And also, I watched Munji perform. It's been a while since Munji performed on stage.
Yeah.
He was so good.
And he also made a fashion statement.
Yes.
You see, he was putting on the party.
But he was so good, and it was so nice to see him on stage. You know, it's been, I think, a couple of years without Munji performing for such a big audience.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, so how was the audience?
It was great. I enjoyed it.
Did people come like a lot?
No. I don't know whether the money is a lot for ginger people. Because now a good majority were people from Kampala who I know.
Yeah, of course, Kati, your roast and rhyme, bajikolera. Your roast. Your roast and rhyme, bajikolera bantu be Kampala mostly.
Like an out of town trip.
Yeah, it's like an out of town trip, but I don't know. I don't know what the challenge is. Last year the crowd was huge, but not so huge. But then they told me the Sunday crowd didn't really, you know.
No, this time they did better with their branch.
With the branch, eh?
They did extremely better with their branch.
I don't know. It's because most people are now going out of town like every weekend, eh?
Yes, there's also that.
But they need to push it to Mbale. You know, when it comes to things like those shows that go outside Kampala, I think Ginger has had so many of them, but I think Obane Tourism Board needs to come on board.
Yes.
For like some of those shows, eh?
Yes.
Because apart from just saying Shiba is going to perform and what, and because if you have a show like that here at the Jahazi Paya, someone is going to say Chichi you know, that extra thing, and I don't know.
That's a good idea.
And last time with Wario, the hotels were booked out because there were two shows that were happening. There was Roast and Rhyme, then there was a Ginger radio show
that was happening
on Sunday. So it was hard getting like accommodation and I don't know. But people who take shows there now, like that one, Roast and Rhyme is an experience, I want to think. Like they don't sell so much like the performances. It's about coming together and what. So they need to spice up to see how. But I actually wanted to go, but then I had two shows here in Kampala where we are launching a hotel in Bunga.
Yeah.
Then we went to Entebbe Road. There is a place that was celebrating 7 years. So yeah. But last year I was there and it was a great experience.
It was. It definitely was.
So I just think they need to spice up the whole experience thing. But yeah, welcome back from there. Munji on Friday, they told me he launched a bar.
He did?
Around Nigeria there.
Really?
Yes, they told me he launched a bar. So congratulations, Munji, that's if it happened. There are small bars that are happening, and this day's party is this side of Ntinda, Bukoto, Chiwatu, Nigeria, Chanja, Chisas. Hey, party is like party that side. People are enjoying themselves.
They absolutely are.
Yeah, so yeah, that's like what's up. Then of course we had the Zari story that did rounds last week. I don't know. That part where she said like my boyfriend is tategera bulungi bintu ebyo, so you know you need to coach him. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't think she was being mean or rude in the sense that many people are taking it.
I know, yeah, she didn't mean to. Anyway, but then also for me, where I try to understand it from is it was a private conversation.
Also, yes.
I don't understand why people leak those private. I don't know how far people want to go when they fall out. Yes. The things that are happening around the world, there are certain things you feel like, you know, you can't take in that stress.
Yeah.
The drama that comes along with all those things and the noise and what. But anyway, the good thing is they made up, but I'm sure they spoke. And, you know, they left that at the back of their minds. But the big story happening in Kampala today is the DNA.
Yeah.
There's a man I saw, I think, like some years ago, he did a DNA, loved the daughter so much, the DNA came back and the daughter is not his. Cried. The guy was fat, he was even fatter than me, he was like 3 times my size. I next saw him, guys, like our boss. Ngayakoga. There's nothing that kills weight very fast like thoughts
and depression
and anxiety. And they are very serious diseases that we have. And people that can tackle those things, but most of us, we are leading lonely lives for a fact. So we don't care, we don't check on our friends, you know. And I'll give you like a story. These guys of mine who died, now like from Isma, a person who would have called you to comfort you, tell you, hey, Kasuku, sorry, how are you coping? What? Kasuku no again, there is it. You know, so you don't know in which position is this person that I'm trying to tell these things. You know, someone can go crazy. How do you bring up, you know, Faiza, if you lost, if thieves came and broke into your house, never so close to you, there are things that you will have to go through, however strong you will be. So how you handle them is there. Now, me, I can't be calling here tonight to tell you, Faiza, we again, there is it. The first thing I would do could be to say, Faiza, can you come and stay at my place? As you try to organize yourself. Or can I offer you security? Or can we come to Surenga now one way? You guys, you try to get over the whole process and what. But for Ugandans or Africans, there's a way we are made. We always, a person can call you, you've lost your mom today. And a person calls you to tell you you've lost your job. Do you understand? Like, we don't think of how is this person feeling?
And also, how is this going to affect them?
Chechi Dakao. Kati, this guy, and it's what most people now are telling people who want to go for DNA. One, how strong are you mentally? Because in Africa, we have a situation, Faiza. If I dated you today, I have my sisters, there's what they call black tax, for example. Yes. There's my sister, there's my brother, there's my relative who all depend on me. Because you've just found me along the way. Bona, they feel the time and attention I'm giving you and the money is we never accept that Faiza has been our breadwinner. Katiaina boyfriend way. She's in love. We have to give them space. Senga yagala yenyige mu space eyo. Koja, mama, muganda, you know all those things. Yeah. Now, Bosa gena ku DNA, especially when they didn't like Pfizer. Nobody is going to understand that you've gone for a DNA. That child is not yours. What are the repercussions? They are all going to be glad that now we are throwing out Pfizer. We are happy now. We have back our Kasuku. It's time for him now to look at us again. But how are you helping Kasuku to overcome this? Yeah. In Africa here, you fall sick at 60 years. And people are like, wanafa. That's how bad things are. We don't think that someone can fall sick now. We begin thinking, how do we share this person's property? You get those things. Now, that is now our biggest problem. Mental health. How do we overcome these things? And these people who are doing DNA, they are not telling people that as you come, how prepared are you? It's like you see AIDS. They tell you before they read you the results. They can be positive, they can be negative. Yeah. They take you through a process. At least if you're sick, they even recommend that So some of those AIDS organizations even have counselors that they give you. They visit you on a daily, you know, until you get used to the fact that I have AIDS.
It's called palliative care.
You understand?
Yes.
Now for us, people are even advertising DNA. You're seated in your car and the taxi has a poster. Is that child yours?
I've seen that these posters are by the back of a taxi.
Yes. Go for DNA. Is that child yours? Then you begin getting that thought. You look at the child, but they are not offering any mental health services.
Yes.
Psychological services. Now, however, the bigger question is, how have we gotten here? And today, as a qualified psychologist, is what I want to tackle.
We'll get into that a bit.
Mighty breakfast.
Yeah. Taxi kweziri. We need to do something. Of course, me I support DNA. People should do DNA.
You do, Kuku?
Yeah, I do. I think, for whatever outcome it is. Me I believe I'm a firm believer of one, depending on where you see things from. You could see a 6 or a 9. I'm a firm believer that people make mistakes. And maybe they can correct mistakes. The only challenge with things that rotate around children is at some point, the father and mother have to connect. So, and most times now in Africa here, we don't have so many laws protecting family.
Yeah.
So even when you decide to take in a lady, yes, she's had, yaye and abichi, kate bongera ku stressinga. Omusajja yagala alalaase buli wamu nti oyo omwana wange. Atandika okubeera nga tava wooli buli kiseera nze njagala omwana wange. So so you feel inconvenienced. Obeera oli awo omukazi omusajja amukubira ekiro. Omwana wange ali atya. If she doesn't pick out of respect, that's also another war. So even if you don't know, you'll see the way they will want to frustrate your wife or your husband. He or she is not settled. Omukazi amukubira omwana mulwadde, those things, eh? And I think for the women's side, that is what really frustrates them most when a man has a child outside.
Very true.
Yeah, because somehow after all this, omukazi or azadde ayagala okweteekawo biki, if the will of the man is there, but when the woman begins frustrating the man, wasinga ova obuzibu nti attention, omusajja ajja kwata kyasola jiwa mukazi weffule neno family kuba eri waliwo amufrustratinga oba okitegeera. Kwe kuva bino byowulira nti oli n'amuloga simala n'amutta n'akola ki ng'omukazi akooye alaba yes mistake yabaawo, she's trying to also get over it, ne ono omulala tamuweeza oba okitegeera. Naye nze ndowooza abantu bakole DNA omanye nti omwana wange oba si wange. But I know so many families where people agree the child is not yours, for our prestige, for what we have, what we've gone through, what we've built. Never sirika.
Naye olaba ne Samona yamala okola DNA naye n'agamba agenda sigala ngalabirira abaana bonna.
Definitely anti kati ate ye DNA yagikola akuze. The attachment ebeera ku muntu omukulu amugambye osiye taatawo. Of course naye kati abeera ayagala omanya taatawo naye ate anyway biyamba nnyo naddala ng'oli mugagga. When you are a rich man, omwavu taatawo omutuufu gy'ali alina ssente, you will forget all of these things. Naye I support DNA. However, what I think is after what happens, results nga zikomyewo. We have how many minutes?
We have roughly 5 minutes.
Okay, but let me break down for you this thing. Njagala gwali owulirize.
Left and right, Charlie Puth and Jungkook of BTS playing for you on 933 KFM. Better information and the best music. We still have Coco joining us.
Yeah.
And just before the break, we're talking about what next after you've done the DNA and the results are back.
Yeah.
And they're not reflecting the results that you wanted to see.
Yeah. So as a trained psychologist, I think this is what we need to do. In psychology class, the relationships have stages. I was trying to explain to my people the other side. Relationships have stages between when you meet until when you die.
Yeah.
So when I meet you, Pfizer, there's a stage where we text, yeah, and we are like all happy souls. I'm trying to persuade you. So maybe you like me, I like you. Most times, Katenax, it begins on social media. I profile picture, I come in your inbox, you reply, you the Twitter inbox. Then after, give me your WhatsApp number. Then we begin chatting on WhatsApp. Then it moves from WhatsApp to physical. So there are those wood dates where we first meet, we hold hands, we touch, we pretend like we can't eat. Then we move to the part where we begin kissing, warm hugs, you know, those things. Then you start coming home. Yeah? Like we start intersecting from home. So we go out. Now you're flexible with me. We go out, we come back home, we go out, you come for the weekend, you know, those things. So, of course, there, as we start getting used to each other, you now want to hold me. You want to lock me down. So, sometimes I'm like, again, they can't yakusanga you like on a Friday. So, I come back like at midnight. Now, Fezio, we don't hang out together anymore. But you okay with it because now you know at least you're the woman of the house. You stay there, you serve me breakfast, you know, those things. However, the sex is still good. Yeah?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you know, then, a child comes in between there. So, having a child takes its toll on both of us.
It does.
Most times in between there, that's when I come to your family, we do kuchala or kwanjura and, you know, those things. So, I now have to look for money to fend for 3 people. Me, the child, and you. Then you are still locked that this guy to the way to so with the troubles that come with, you know, having a child and, you know, that phase, how you transition. So most times the guy will begin coming back like at 2. Cat argument here into why do you come back home late? Because now you want to go back to the phase where he used to come back late, but at least at midnight or 11. Now he comes back at 2. He's tired. He's drunk. Because you're breastfeeding. You don't look sexy anymore. You know that phase. That is where most families break up. Because this one wants something. This one wants something. You're 25, 26, 27. Now, if you survive that storm, there is another storm, working. It usually comes around 28 years to around 40 years. That is the biggest storm. And that is where the questions of DNA now are.
Yeah.
That Pfizer, after you get through this storm, your family tells you, now you have a child there, don't do this. Then you're like, in your mind of minds, you're like, okay, this guy, Azimbe Kayumba, he drives a car, a nice car. I can settle here. Because as women, there are things there are securities you look at and you're like, my life is sorted.
Yeah.
We have a house. We are not renting anymore. This guy drives a nice car. He can give me money. You know, and all those things. Katino Guma, because of the bana. Of course, the sex is still not good. Yeah? The minutes reduced. There is no romance. There is no, you know, you don't feel that thing anymore. But because of the child and, you know, all those things. Now, at your workplace, and this is where most of these problems come. At your workplace, there is Kasuku. Who brings you tea, who gives you a warm hug, who you can talk to. Yeah, my guy is like this and like this. Now, that connection, remember, you leave home at, let me say 7. You at work by 8, and you leave work at 5. Yeah? Now, the biggest hours here, you spend them at work.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you bond with this guy. You begin having sex. You get that fire back. Now, where the problem comes, most of these people, either at work or being an OG. The moment you meet Obi and OG is looking fine, you begin rewinding the years. You want that back. That is where now the biggest problem has come from. In today's modern world, you meet this guy, you get so interested, or you date your boss, the boss begins demanding children, over now, this guy owns the company. If I had a child for him, you know, sometimes you fall in love so much you forget. Now the reality dawns when you tell the person I'm pregnant. It is 3 months. Yeah? You don't want to use any means. Now you're stuck with this guy. He's saying neddo mwana muwa musajja. He's giving you nothing, you know. Then notandika ebyo ebintu. So now that is from the modern world as I see it. What do we have to do? One, the 10 Commandments say don't admire another person's wife. Don't commit adultery. Religious leaders, move in. That is one. But two, when you decide to go that route of cheating and what, ladies and gentlemen, you either move away from this man that you don't like you're cheating on, or the woman, or you can choose to say, use protection.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because I don't understand. Anyway, that discussion continues now from there. I think in the week you should host me and we continue this conversation.
Most definitely. We'll host you in Boys to Men so we can have a more in-depth conversation on the issue of DNA. But for now, the news is coming up next. Thank you so much. We'll return tomorrow on Tuesday.
So, kati awokawo wembadde nsinga okunyonyola abantu. Nze nkinyonyola ino nga like working class. You know these days we have a problem. Women oba bwe baba nga balinamu ku busente bwabwe neki naddala abakazi because baba sajja bakibaddemu okumala ebbanga n'akyuka newaka n'atandika okukomawo ssaawa 3 naye n'omubuuza nti if you love this guy akwagala ennyo eryakukwana you quit this place. Why are you still coming back here to disrespect this man? Oba kitegera kye ngamba. Then I think ekisinga oluma abasajja nali njogera n'emirundi taama n'emirundi nangamba Kasuku ekisinga oluma abasajja kye kirowoozo ky'okuba nti omusajja omulala yamalira mu mukazi we. Omanyi kye kitegeeza ate omukazi n'asirika with the available options. Kathy, a woman chooses to do it deliberately that you're keeping this baby. Because kati ennaku zino ejemyaka gy'abavubuka, you ask most of these kids who are 20, 22, 23, they move with those pills. They use condoms. When after they have sex, they ask, omwala ajja kukubira akugambe, did you come in me? Now you imagine a grown woman. Olusi last born, you've been together with a woman. You have 5 kids. The last born is see a war. Watch thing. Nayenze message gyenyongera okuwa abantu. One, we need to look at strengthening relationships. Because yes, what pushes you to a point of doing DNA? So compare your child. Tondiiko wachi?
Olikwogera ku DNA omusajja yatuta abaana batano DNA asanga abaana bananga sibabe omuwe.
Abakazi. So because people tend to figure it out from different angles. Everybody has a blame game. Waliwo aba blaming abasajja n'aba blaming abakazi. Naye tusooke tuddeyo ku kowa ya relationships. Gye tuba tusookerako okwogerako nti nno one, bw'oba toyagala musajja ono mu byekisiru byakola genda muviire. Naye n'ekyokulala twegumiikirize twetegeere. Okitegeera buli kimu tetusobola kubanga tukikozesa force. We need to appreciate that we can work on our relationships. There is so much going wrong. The sex is bad, there is no romance, there is no love. Abantu oli agamba bugambi kasita mbalekerawo ssente z'okulya. Kati owa boda ye n'afubutuka eri. Naye ate waliwo n'abakyala nga abamu nabo naturally benzi bwenzi. Nze ekintu ky'obwenzi sijja nnenya muntu kubanga waliwo kye bayita lead us not into temptation. Muntu z'abantu ne swings n'ebigenda mu maaso mu ggwanga lino. Naye kyenjagala okugamba nti as you choose to go and cheat on your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband, togwayo. Omusajja mulekeremu ka respect. Use condoms. Amateeka agafuga ewaka gasigaleko. Omusajja baba agambe tokomawo ssaawa beezi. Omusajja mugambe
nja kudduka ku mulimu nzije nkujjemu nzireyo beera consistent n'ekintu kyoliko byebizibu ebisinze the biggest problems people are having now. Omusajja kwana talina gyakutwala. Nze mbamanyi bangi, some relatives, some friends, some what. Omusajja n'akusigula n'akujja mu bufumbo wazaawo n'otafaayo anywa nnyo omwenge biki naye nga byoba ebisinga byonoonya abiyina nodda kwoli n'akwagalayo omwaka gumu be bakugoba eno n'akulaga nti takutwala. Abasiguze tebatwala era ebizibu nze from what I think ne research wange gwenkoze ebizibu bya DNA ebyo n'ebisinga bivuddaawo. Omusajja ajja n'asigula omukazi batuuka omuga nti ndi lubuto mbw ate nze sibimanyi ate nze sikole era abasinga obalaba beegoba bwegobi olumuga nti ono omwana kati wuwo DNA etuuse beegoba bwegobi okitegeera kyenkugamba so
naawe omukazi omufumbo ekikuliisa ekitwe kiki
ati kyembadde ngamba bano nanti abakazi nze njagadde kivugira mu ango bbiri n'abasajja abafumbo ekikuliisa ekitwe kiki wakati ensi gye tulimu tuli ku mwekanonkano as we seek to tell the man nti ekikuliisa ekitwe kiki n'omukazi ekikukkiriza okulya ekitwe kiki okitegeera era what do you expect kati challenge yokka eriwo kati mwose eribeeti nti bino ebintu byabano ekinyiiza ku bakazi nali njogera ne mirundi nga ngamba nti with the available options eziriwo zonna some people choose to do abortions however because it's illegal but some do it abamu balina zino morning pills na biki oli abeera abuuza wafuna otya olubuto luno kuba batuga nti omukazi yasalawo okufuna olubuto obaleda wafuna otya olubuto luno n'osalawo olusigaze n'otamira bukeerera n'otakola ki nga toli shuwa oba kitegera kyenga kyekiviirako banoga nti eryo jjoogo ate ng'oli shuwa walya kitwe oba kitegera kyengamba so kyekiri kyembadde ngamba wana abakyala nti consistency esigalewo ne respect eya mukyalawo naawe omukyala respect gy'owa omusajja tegeera nti kale omusajja ono wadde tukyali mu muzigo yansuza nze omukyala bw'ava ewaka n'agenda nagamba omusajja mukooye ngenze n'oli yes tugenda yomba naye akoze the honorable thing takoledde manyanga mu maka gaani ga musajja ono okitegeera naye bw'oba omanyi nti omusajja ono okyaddayo eka ewuwe respect that home naye naffe abasajja ne ŋŋamba nti bw'oba omanyi nti omukyala ono okyali naye okyamwagala respect that what
tinayo tuukirize ebisaanyizo gwe tolowooza mbu simanyi kubanga osasula akazigo simanyi kuba walese ettooka awo mu kasongo simanyi kubanga wamuwadde ez'ennyama obiweddeyo
naye n'abakyala nabo bayiga okwogera omukyala obeera ewaka n'omusajja okimanyi oyagala rawundi 3 akuweemu waki toyogera okitegera kyengunyonyola omugaye because for me I know kati most there are people n'abawala bemmanyi naye akunyonyola nti nkasukwe essaawa eno omusajja eyo tajja kukola kintu ekyo nkamunene mundu ze nga zikoze eki yamanyi bwamukwata naye ennaku zino abawala b'ennaku zino buli kimu baagala by force onyinza olina stresses ovudde ku mulimu yajja abaana babagambye balina trip yes trip balina ogigendako naye omusajja ono ali mu mundu ki ali mu mbeera ki
bazadde basenga mama nga gamaluga nti
sokolindeko
yakugamba diro
yes kati bamanya nti omuzeeyi namuwaddeko ekiro ali happy azuuka buli omu amubuuza banaye muli mutya munaalya ku nnyama leero biki namugamba kati awo mugambe ekizibu kyo nja kwongerezaako naye kati ffe abakyala ennaku zino omusanga buli kimu kya nnyondo oba okitegeera kati basenga bebajja ne babagambako nti bawemula so bye biviiriddeko DNA naye nga gwe ali eyo nnyongera okukutegeeza bw'oba toyina lo va ku DNA kuba ekirungi ky'ennaku zino abakyala anti neeri tayogera nti omwana si wuwo nti omwana wuwo oyo obeerawo awo tolaba ku mulindwa muwonge waliwo gayi wange yali awo nga maama we yafa kati ali ne taata we mulindwa yafa kati ng'abuuza taata wange bagenda mu DNA ng'emuwandula kati ng'abuuza taata wange yaani oba okitegera kyeŋŋawo oguma bugumi bw'oba toyina lo omusajja yakoze naggwawo namulabye bituufu naye ng'ozungazunga ki akajjanja k'abavubuka ozunga mu DNA.
Then you look for the father of your child.
Kati ate waliwo n'abazadde abawozaawoza DNA naddala bannyazaala owoza omwana oyo tumutwale ku musaayi ajja tuuka
mutabani we obwedda gwawaka
anti wuliriza waliwo sezaala yayagala DNA bwe bagimumma ye n'agaaka atwale omuzzukulu bagenda bakebera musayi tegukwatagana n'agaaka kati bakebere ng'ogwo mutabani we gukwatagana n'omwana ogwa jjajja tegukwatagana ne bakola ate ey'omwana ne taata DNA ya jjajja ne mutabani we nga so kati ebizibu ebimu tobyereetera bw'oba toyina lo because nze njagala kubuulira mu Uganda nga bembadde nnyonnyola wali buli omu ali ku lulwe ojja genda okebera abaana nga ne basenga baabwe omala emyaka ena tobalabamu stress ekkubire mu nnyumba ate stress ekuba ennaku zino
ate ne basenga balemereko bagende okugira nga
nabo tebabazaala eyo omalirize ng'ofunye endwadde z'otandifunye soka gwe kasita omulaba nga engalo zeezizo gendera awo omutwe guveeko n'amato. Until next time muno nga mulimu obuwuka omwana simanyi ayagala kundogoono busente bwange obutini ate nabwabulye mubeera bulungi mweraba.